In the previous video, we talked about the importance of focusing on important vocabulary in the beginning. We said that in French you only need to know 2.5% of vocabulary to speak 95% of the conversational language. Remember? Now, just learning important vocabulary won't help you to become fluent either. There is something else that you need to become very good at in order to become fluent. Can you guess what? Learning grammar, maybe? Not necessarily. Let me give you an example. Most of us learned a foreign language at school for many years, and yet we didn't become fluent. We had learned lots of words and grammar, so why did we fail? Did we do something wrong at school? Are we just not talented enough? Here's the thing. At school we learn a lot about the language. There's nothing wrong with that, but what actually matters most is the ability to use the things that you know. Many people know thousands of words in French, but yet they aren't fluent. So how can we solve this problem? I mentioned it briefly in the previous video. By practicing making combinations with the words you know. If you combine these principles, you will be surprised by how quickly you can reach a conversational level. Let's take a look at how this works by comparing this method to traditional language learning methods. Here's how some traditional language courses work. Lesson 1. Greetings. Bonjour, ça va, au revoir. Always good to learn some basic greetings. Well, by the end of this lesson, you know 20 words, but you're still not able to make any combinations. Lesson number 2. Clothing. Hat, skirt, shoes, words like this. Now you know 40 words, but the number of combinations that you can make is still 0. Lesson number 3. Colors. Red, blue, green, etc., etc. Now you know 60 words, and the number of combinations that you can make is still 0. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? There's actually many language learning courses and websites that work like this. Some more popular courses come with dialogues. We find learning with dialogues more useful than the kind of courses that we're showing here, but learning to make combinations is the real deal. This is how it works. Now let's learn a few words in French. Do you know how to say I in French? I. In French we say je.
Je.
Okay, so now you know one word, you're still not able to make any combinations. Okay, the second word, how would you say you in French?
Tu. Tu.
Okay, now it's time for the third word, and that's and. Any idea how to say and in French?
Et.
Et. You don't pronounce the T. So the first verb, to want. To want in French becomes vouloir.
Vouloir.
Okay, now let's conjugate this verb. So I want is not je vouloir. We have to conjugate this verb. It should be je veux.
Je veux.
So how would we say you want? So not tu plus vouloir, but we have to conjugate and then we get tu veux.
Tu veux.
Okay? So je veux et tu veux, and the verb itself is vouloir. Okay, so now we know a few words. Let's see if we can make some combinations here. I want and you want. How would we say that in French?
Je veux et tu veux.
And what about you want and I want?
Tu veux et je veux.
Okay, so now you know 4 words and you can already make 4 combinations. Not. How do we make a sentence negative? So the word for not in French.
Ne pas.
So we say ne, the verb, and then pas. So now you know 5 words and you can make 8 combinations. Let's try again. I want. In French.
Je veux.
So what about I don't want?
Je ne veux pas.
So you see, we use ne pas and we put the verb in the middle. Again, you want in French,
Tu veux.
and you don't want becomes.
Tu ne veux pas.
Okay, so let's do a few more drills with this. I don't want and you don't want.
Je ne veux pas et tu ne veux pas.
And you don't want and I don't want.
Tu ne veux pas et je ne veux pas.
Exactly. Well done. So now it's time to add another verb. The verb that we are illustrating here is to work. Any idea how to say to work in French?
Travailler.
Travailler, right? Okay, so let's make a sentence with this word. I want to work. How would we say that in French?
Je veux travailler.
Je veux travailler, right? And I don't want to work.
Je ne veux pas travailler.
Je ne veux pas travailler, correct. Okay, so now you know 6 words and you can already make 20 combinations. And after adding more useful words like
Étudier. Où? Ici? Mais? Oui? Pourquoi? Parce que. Quand? Maintenant. Être? Occupé. Fatigué. Aujourd'hui? Devoir.
after learning these words, you will be able to make hundreds of sentences. Do you see how the number of combinations that you can make is increasing quickly? Becoming conversational in French quickly is not about the number of words or grammar rules that you know. It's about becoming able to make combinations with the words you know. So that's why we always focus on combinations when we want to learn a language quickly. Can you imagine how many combinations you would be able to make if you know a few hundred words? How many things would you be able to say? Would you be able to travel to a French-speaking country and talk to locals in their native language? The answer is yes. And many of our students have proven it's possible, and so can you. In the next video, we will share with you our third and last secret to learning a language quickly. See you there.